So sit back, get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders and go to the bathroom because you're in for a hell of a ride. Follow me!
All right, and with that, it can only mean one thing. It's time for What the Flabbygab News. You know, it's our weekly odd news segment of the Rich and Dubie Show. Dubie loves this segment very much.
I do. I learn something new every time.
All right, so are you ready to delve into our odd news segments?
All
right, let's go. My throat's a little off, so I hope that I can, maintain these get through these stories. So let's go through the first one. In Driggs, Idaho, an 11-year-old boy shot a black bear on his family's front porch after he said it wouldn't leave. The boy was at his home near Driggs, just west of the Idaho-Wyoming border, with his younger sisters last Wednesday when the bear showed up. The youngster said he couldn't shoo it away. So, he offered, a peaceful solution, shoo, but unfortunately he didn't. So the 11-year-old boy went and got his gun and shot it.
Wait, he got his gun and shot it?
Yes, he has a gun.
He has a gun?
Yes. That's how they do things in Idaho. That's how they do things in Idaho.
It's not that far away. Why didn't I have a gun when I was 11? All right, continue.
Black bears in the area have prompted multiple complaint calls, largely because they have been hanging around transfer stations. It wasn't clear if the bear shot by the boy was also attracted to the local transfer station nearby. Idaho Department of Fish and Game Officer, that's an official title, the Idaho Department of Fish and Game. Very prestigious title right there. The Idaho Department of Fish and Game. Official office, the Idaho Department of Fish and Game Officer Lauren Wendt said we got multiple complaint calls. We don't like to see them down this low, but it's not uncommon. The Fish and Game Department doesn't plan on pursuing any claims against the boy or his family, and they have issued them a permit to keep the bear. So they want the bear?
After shooting the bear.
After shooting the bear, they want
the bear.
They felt sorry, They're like, oh, that was such a great shot, son, but, now I feel bad.
The bear. I mean, you did shoot. The bear was defenseless. I mean, look at the kid is 11 years old and he has a gun. This is like Davy freaking Crockett over here. The grandson, the great-great-grandson of Davy Crockett, just shot a bear. Like, if he was 13, he would have taken the bear on hand-to-hand combat. That's why the family wants to keep the bear. Because they feel bad that the boy had to use his gun to bring down the bear.
It's something no Western movie would be complete without. Gunshots. One of the
There you go. Random gunshot.
That soundboard room's just killing it today, aren't they?
Okay, yeah. All right. We get the picture. Just in case the soundboard room, just in case you didn't know what a gunshot sounded like. All right. So anyway, that was our first story. Already causing mayhem. All right, Dubie, are you ready for the next story?
I am ready. I like that one, though. It was a good one.
Yeah. We're going to Moscow in our next story.
Nothing good can come from Moscow.
Apparently so. Because Russian police have arrested 3 homeless people who are suspected of eating a 25-year-old man they had butchered and then selling other bits of the corpse to a local kebab house. Suspicions were raised when dismembered parts of a human body were found near a bus stop in the outskirts of the Russian city of Perm, which is east of Moscow. The 3 homeless men have previous criminal records. They have been arrested on suspicion of setting upon a foe with knives and a hammer before chopping up his corpse to eat, local investigators said in a statement on their website. After carrying out the crime, the corpse was divided up. Part was eaten, and part was also sold to a kiosk selling kebabs and pies. It is not immediately clear from the statement if any of the corpse had actually been sold to customers. Ugh.
That's what you get, Moscow.
Oh. They I don't know how you can just sell bodies.
like a mouse.
All right, the soundboard room needs to stop. It's not funny.
Yeah, come on. I'm gonna have to go back there.
That's disgusting.
I have to go back there. And
Moscow is vagina town. So what do you want?
Yeah, that's true. All right, our next story. All right, we're now going to New Zealand. We're having a very worldly, we're having a, pretty, I guess worldly? Worldly.
Worldly is a good one.
What the Flabbygab news. We went to Idaho, then to Moscow. Now we're going to New Zealand.
We're very internationally oriented today. We can say that.
We're going to New Zealand in our next story. In Wellington, New Zealand, a beverage company has asked a team to drill through Antarctica's ice for a lost cache of some vintage Scotch whiskey that had been on the rocks since a century ago. The drillers will be trying to reach two crates of McKinley and Company whiskey that were shipped to the Antarctic by British polar explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton as part of his abandoned 1909 expedition. White and McKay, the drink groups that now owns McKinley and Company, has asked for a sample of the 100-year-old Scotch for a series of tests that could decide whether to relaunch the now-defunct Scotch. Workers from New Zealand's Antarctic Heritage Trust will use special drills to reach the crates frozen in Antarctic ice under the Nimrod Expedition Hut near Cape Royds. That is the actual name of the expedition, the Nimrod. Doobie, do you want some whiskey?
Dude, Scotch whiskey is amazing. I am all for this. I think the Rich and Dubie Show should put full initiative. We're going to call this the Rich and Dubie Initiative. We support the drilling for 100-year-old Scotch whiskey. As a matter of fact, I think that it should be open to the public. I think that we should be able to go down there with picks, ice axes, break apart that ice, and, like a free-for-all. Who gets the whiskey? That's got to be good whiskey. I mean, think about that, Rich. It's like, I know alcohol doesn't freeze, but it's in the frozen tundra. You're looking at potential 100-year-old Scotch whiskey popsicle. Think about it. It's like the best slushy on earth. If I had to choose a dessert to have right now on this fine November evening, we got the Indian summer going, I want Scotch whiskey on ice.
I love Scotch. I love Scotch. Scotchy, Scotch, Scotch. Here it goes down into my belly.
Soundboard room comes through. Epic win. Come on.
That's good. No,
Ron Burgundy.
They redeemed themselves.
They actually redeemed themselves.
Like a boss button concerning cannibalism.
But
Rich is all about the Scotch.
Yes. Good old Scotch. So there you go. And we still have more What the Flabbygab news. We still got more. We're on a roll here. I'm excited. You ready for some more?
I'm ready to rock and roll.
All right. In our next story, we're going to Amsterdam. Jeez, this is really yeah, woo!
What is this, about 100-year-old weed? That's probably not as good as the 100-year-old Scotch whiskey. That's unnecessary.
Took them a little while.
I appreciate it, but yeah.
They got it at the end. All right, so in Amsterdam, a plant that converts cow poop into energy for homes opened in the Netherlands Friday. Manure from cows at a nearby dairy farm will be fermented along with grass and food industry residues and the biogas. Oh, biogas. It looks like a different word because there's no hyphen. And the biogas released during the process will be used as fuel for the thermal plant's gas turbines. The heat generated will be distributed to about 1,100 homes in the area around Leeuwarden in north of the Netherlands, the plant operator, Mr. Ascent, said in a statement. Firms in Europe and elsewhere have been investigating in biogas plants, and this is the second of its scale running on cow manure in the Netherlands. It follows another plant that Mr. Ascent opened in January. Doobie, what do you think about cow dung powering Dutch homes?
Well, I guess it's the next step after going green is going crap brown. Were they waiting for that?
Yeah.
Were they waiting for that? I didn't even tell them what I was going to say. They were waiting for that.
The soundboard room. All of a sudden,
Bring the A game.
Yeah.
Bring the A.
It's kind of my thing, How about new, you crazy Dutch bastard?
All right, pulling out the.
There are only two things I can't stand in this world: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch.
In the soundboard room, pulling out all the Austin Powers quotes.
Dr. Evil, we still have the ultimate insurance policy. May I present to you They're very sexual. They're very toy. Austin Powers Spaja. His what?
His Faja, Dr. Evil.
Yeah, gold member, I don't speak freaky deaky Dutch. Pasha! 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 Austin Powers Pasha!
So there you go. Austin Powers Faja in honor of the story coming from Amsterdam. All right, you ready for our last story here, Doobie?
Yes, Rich.
It's a shame, we got to end the. We had been a pretty good roll on this. What the Flabbygab?
I like this one. This is. It was good from the beginning, where the 11-year-old shot the bear in the face. The 11-year-old took out his own gun and shot the bear.
His own gun,
not even the parents' gun.
His own gun. All right, and now. For our last story, in Phoenix, a high school librarian says a former student at the school returned 2 overdue books checked out 51 years ago, along with a $1,000 money order to cover the expensive fines. Camelback High School librarian Georgette Bourdin said the 2 Audubon Society books checked out in 1959, and the money order were sent by someone who wanted to remain anonymous. Bourdin said the letter explained that the borrower's family moved to another state and the books were mistakenly packed. The letter said the money order was to cover fines of 2 cents per day for each book, which gives you a grand total of $745 for being missing 51 years ago. The letter says any extra money was added in case the rates had changed over the years. Wow. $1,000 for a 51-year-old library book.
I'm pretty sure after like $20 they just let you keep the book.
We just assume you're keeping it at this point.
Yeah.
You just keep it. Well, in honor of that, let's see if this is what I actually told the soundboard room to order. So let's see if they provide the clip.
Well, I'm glad you're here so we can get this all straightened out.
You took this book out in 1971.
Yes, and I returned it in 1971.
Yeah, 71. That was my first year on the job. Bad year for libraries. Bad year for America. Hippies burning library cards. Abby Hoffman telling everybody to steal books. I don't judge a man by the length of his hair or the kind of music he listens to. Rock was never my bag. But you put on a pair of shoes when you walk into the New York Public Library, fella.
Look, Mr. Bookman. I returned that book. I remember it very specifically.
I saw you on TV once. I remembered your name from my list. I looked it up. Sure enough, it checked out. You think because you're a celebrity that somehow the law doesn't apply to you, that you're above the law?
Certainly not.
Well, let me tell you something funny, boy. You know that little stamp? The one that says New York Public Library? Well, that may not mean anything to you, but that means a lot to me. One whole hell of a lot. Sure, go ahead, laugh if you want to. Let me give you a hint, Junior. Maybe we can live without libraries, people like you and me. Maybe. Sure, we're too old to change the world. But what about that kid sitting down, opening a book right now in a branch of the local library and finding drawings of peepees and wee-wees and a cat in the hat? Doesn't he deserve better? Look, if you think this is about overdue fines and missing books, you better think again. This is about that kid's right to read a book without getting his mind warped. Or maybe that turns you on, Seinfeld. Maybe that's how you get your kicks. You and your good time buddies. Well, I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over.
There you go. You've had your time, Joy Boy.
That's a good episode. I don't even...
And, yep, that will conclude it. That was What the Flabbygab News for today.
No, you're not. I'm not. You're Frederick the Idiot from Sweden.
I'm going to Disneyland, Disneyland, Disneyland. Come and go to Disneyland, all you people living in Sweden. Woo! Yay!
So there you go. Yeah!
Gary Busey's a lunatic.
Yeah! All you people living in Sweden. Dude, I think we have to visit Sweden now. We need to go on a worldwide tour. First we'll stop at Idaho, visit the kid who shot the bear with his own gun. Then go to New Zealand, get the Scotch. And then go to Amsterdam for whatever we want to do on cow dung electricity. Or not electricity, for cow dung heating.
And then Sweden?
And then Sweden.
All right.
And then we go all the way to Sweden.